young black
A young black
equestrian.
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 black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian. I'm a young black equestrian.
I am a young black equestrian.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Young Black Equestrians with your hosts, Aubriana Johnson.
And Caitlin Gooch.
I don't know why I went up like on as soon as it came out, I was like, ooh, what?
It's all right.
But I hope y'all are having a fantastic May. It is already May. It's about to be halfway through the year. And so much has happened and nothing has happened. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, time is going. It's going. Like you asked the other day, like, when did we start wearing masks?
I still couldn't calculate that. I don't know.
Because it's not even like you could just Google it, because a lot of people fought it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't normal for a long time. So ain't no telling when we as a collective, there's still people out there that can't fathom putting a mask on their face. So anywho, I guess we can just start off with some life updates, maybe. And share kind of what life has happened. I moved. I don't know if I've mentioned that.
I don't think so.
Maybe, but
Okay.
if I did, you're gonna hear it again. I moved. And I am no longer with my big horses. So I saw them this past weekend and they didn't seem to miss me at all. So it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Outside of that, nothing really has been going on. Trying to finish up this book, and that is it. You gearing up for the summer?
Yeah, getting ready for things with Saddle Up and Read for the summer. Man stayed in my backyard for 2 weeks. That was a lot of fun. The grass has to grow back now. Yeah.
Girl,
Kicking along.
this backyard, I was just looking at it. I was outside on a call, and I was like, it's gonna be dust. It's gonna be dust.
Those little hoof prints can do some damage. Just walking around all day.
Yes. But then there's patches like where the dogs use the bathroom, and it's like, I gotta cut that because someone's not eating it.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he has hay, but he don't want to eat that hay. I tied him to the magnolia tree in the front yard and went to the backyard to get a watering can because I was like, oh, I'll just tie him out here while I water the plants. And of course, as soon as I go to the backyard, he's like, my granddad comes out, so I had the dogs off leash, and he's like, what are you doing with all these animals?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, he's eating the grass. And he was just looking at me. He was like, all of these are yours? Yes. So I untied him. He's like, well, where are you going to take them now? In your backyard. I know. It's hard to explain. I'm going to just be back here. Just don't mind me. But that's cool. So we were talking earlier about several different things, but we wanted to talk about today how it's interesting to see how the English side of the horse industry seems to be embracing uh, DEI conversations and work, but the Western side of the industry um, is silent. Really, really is
Yeah.
silent. And there's so many examples, like I won't say of tokenism, but like they'll say, "Oh, bull riding isn't racist. We got Blue Mitchell." And it's like, okay, you got that one guy. He's real good. But that the one African American young man, like that's not enough. That doesn't mean you're not an industry does not have racism in it.
My best friend is Black.
Yeah. I know a Black guy. He ropes. I know Corey Solomon. He ropes. I know Matt Mills. Okay, so you name 5. Okay. And that doesn't mean those 5 people haven't had racist experiences. So again, like, what's your point?
That part.
Just recently, we have seen conversations on online, calling out businesses and entities as to why they don't have any representation or people of color either in their media or in their um, governing boards, governing bodies. So it's just interesting to me. I feel like it really is an example to me of liberal versus conservative.
I can see that.
I feel like a lot of English writers, I mean, there are many conservative, English disciplined people. But as far as people that are willing to um, do the work and have the hard conversations, that more liberal thought process is definitely more apparent in the English industry. And I'm just curious as to why, outside of like people being from the South. And well, it's not even the South all the time, like, but West.
Hmm. I don't know, but that is interesting because a lot of these English barns have come up with programs. You see nobody, trying to get not just kids, but I don't see anybody in the Western field doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't already doing it and that isn't Black.
Right, right. I'm posting a question on Facebook now.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it is strange because I was thinking about like some of the things I might want to teach during summer camp. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool to teach kids pole bending or something. It's like, are kids pole bending? Like I know a lot of kids who are jumping and stuff, but I don't even know if they're participating in those Western games.
I, I don't even know.
But maybe that's what it is.
But
Those ideals.
hmm.
So maybe that's what it is, those ideals. But it's interesting just to see how it could be separated between Western and English.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly don't know of any outside of like freaking like area like sponsoring or supporting, backing, whatever, the Concrete Cowboys.
And they were doing that before.
Yeah.
They were already doing that. So yeah, I don't know. Why y'all dragging your feet?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, because it's a conversation that needs to be had, but I just feel like a lot of people, some of the responses that I can imagine of is oh, it's my heritage. Oh, that's my heritage. I'm honoring my heritage. That's what I hear when people like defend the Confederate flag.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we have learned, and it has been discovered that a lot of Western heritage was because of Black and brown people. I mean, Texas was Mexico for the longest time before it was Texas, where America stole it and made it Texas. So it's just like the convenience, as you say it's your heritage, you say, oh, that's how I grow. Oh, I'm getting back to my roots. When it's like those weren't your roots
To begin with,
They made your roots. Yeah.
Those Facebook. Oh, when certain organizations or when they do post, and it's like a Black person or a person of color, and then all the comments are like, "Don't bring Black Lives Matter over here," and it's like, you're saying don't bring that, but what you really mean is we don't want Black people here,
right?
Because nobody even mentioned Black Lives Matter.
Right. Who was it today? Oh, APHA. APHA posted something about their world show applications. The last day was today or yesterday. And I was trying to figure out if that was Frederick. I can't tell. Oh, wow. That doesn't work.
That was so weird on my end.
I know.
Oh, that's cool. Did people comment on that?
Not on Instagram. Let me check on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that's Frederick.
Yeah, that's him. Normally it's on Facebook where these ugly comments come from.
Oh, I forgot that American Paint Horse. But honestly, they've been doing pretty good. I know they talked to Chanel and she was in their magazine, and they're talking to Aaron.
And that should just be normal because these are just more people doing this, like don't just showcase white people and that's it. Show everybody.
Yeah. So oh look, that's another one. Well, he's the help, but still he on the page. Or he might be the trainer or something. I don't know. But no, there's no comments. There's one comment and it was like, good luck to everybody.
Oh, good.
But it's just interesting. I wonder if they just don't have that big of a following. Like AQHA. People will be all over the place. But but yeah, and it's kind of like, I know that places like Wrangler, even these brands that cater to Western audiences, they have shown support, but it hasn't been public. It hasn't been like,
That's the black square.
yeah, well, it's just like, we'll send you some clothes. Here's some clothes.
Girl, I'm not going to call out the companies, but I've had a few reach out to me. and say that they would send something. Did I get it? No. And that was like a year ago.
Mm. But even then, it's like, I just feel like that's such secretive support. Like, especially when there's places that could benefit from, your platform or your audience, or like talk about how this is important to you, or this group is important to you, or highlight some of the things that they have done because you have supported them.
Yeah.
Like, I think of it from a marketing standpoint. It's either one or two ways. They know their audience, and they know their audience is going to hate it, so they just support behind the scenes. Or you can use this as an opportunity to share charitable work. Charity doesn't have to be put on display. You don't have to like crunch down numbers or anything. But if you donate to somebody, say they were featured here, or this is a program that they're doing. If you're in the area, feel free to support. Like, why can't you fit that in?
Right. I was thinking about something. Yeah, but why can't they put that in and follow up and all that good stuff, and just do like a one-time thing, or send a DM, and that's it.
Yeah. I remember last year when we were having more intense conversations about diversity. One of the responses that I received was, we have our marketing calendar scheduled out 3 months in advance, so we can't just move stuff around. But I went back and looked, because that was what, October, maybe December. I went back and looked, and there wasn't much different. Like, there wasn't much different.
That's what I was thinking. The audience thing. Like, I understand that knowing your audience is important. But I've also seen companies who have just been like, you know what, this is what we support, this is what we're doing. And then they get a whole new audience.
Right.
And it's like even bigger and more supportive because you included them.
Right.
Like, the boots. You went and bought that pair of boots because inclusiveness.
Yep. And that's one of the things, like, learning about marketing and things like that. It's like, ooh, who's your target audience? Who's your target audience? Like, at some point, you choose who your audience is. Yeah. This is not some arbitrary, random people that popped out of thin air. Like, you say, this is who I want to cater to. Sorry, because this type of person needs what I have to offer. So this is who I want to cater to. Like, with my business, I want to work with horse business owners. What I do, I could do it for anybody. I could say, I want to work with people who crochet only. I could do that, and I would tailor my messaging to that, but I made that choice to cater to them. So it's not some arbitrary, like, I'm gonna just throw some things out there and see who finds me. Oh, that's my audience. No, you choose them.
Right.
And with that choice, not choosing who to cater to is also just as loud.
Yeah. I don't know how many different times we got to talk about this helmet situation. Goodness.
Yeah.
Like, it's like every week now somebody is talking about how helmets do not fit our hairstyles, and it's just so interesting. Oh, I saw a post today about a teenager playing softball, and she was black and she had beads. She had like the feed-in braids and it's beads on the end. And the umpire was like, you either cut them out your hair or you don't play the rest of the game. And now everybody's like, well, the rules are the rules. Why is that a rule?
What the beads gonna do? Where's that at in the rule book? The
That's
rule,
what I want to
rule
know.
book said that your hair can't have beads.
That's what I would like to know. Like I used to play softball in high school. I had braids. I might not have had beads, but I don't remember anything against braids or anything like that.
Right.
Like I don't remember that being a rule. And we're playing softball. What are the beads going to do?
Right.
So something's ugh.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to race. And yeah, I'm gonna need for somebody with the helmets. Y'all make some adjustments.
And the thing is, like, there's never even a response. Never. Like, this is why. If it's like science, like if we made the helmet this particular way, the way that physics works and the laws of force and blunt force trauma, it will weaken. Like, if there was like a conversation around it, that would be one thing. But it's just like they just be watching, like, yeah, they don't fit. Yeah,
that's it.
It's like, dang, help us out.
We're just over here. I can't get over homegirl. She was just wetting her hair before every show.
I know, pouring water on
Squeezing the helmet over the hair. Like, oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, totally annoying. I don't know. I I was gonna say that some people may say, it's not their problem what hair you choose to have. But like Ariat coming out with the easy zip boots, not being able to bend your foot was not their problem.
Right.
Because there's plenty of people who can bend their foot. Yet they came up with a solution. Whether you like the quality of the boots, whether you wear your tall boots all day long and they only last you a year, eat your cookie and go away. There are people who have never been able to put on boots or continuously struggle, that they would be able to freaking wear them.
Right.
And Ariat made that a problem of theirs and they found a solution for it. So yeah, I mean, there's really no talking junk about that
At all.
So. But I really hope to see more of the Western side of the industry involved in these conversations, because I've reached out to different organizations and I don't know, try to connect with people. And it's just, even I've heard, like, because I used to work at a reining barn and the guy, he ain't even, I think he's of Hispanic descent, but he doesn't have an accent or anything like that. He just has the features. But he was like, yeah, people look down on me. People, don't invite, or he said he was on the board of something, but he just had to get off because it was like anytime he tried to say something, it was just like ignored and looked over.
They were probably just like, oh, let's just put one of them up here. We got one.
Right. We got this one.
And ain't even keep them. Terrible.
It's just so wild to me because I feel like people think like there's no value in having a Black audience, but like
we show up.
The trail ride that I went to this weekend, I was in shock at how many 4-horse living quarters trailers there were. They were huge, like a ton of them. And I was like, where are y'all even coming from? Where, like, I mean, big old dualies, big old one was I don't even think it was a 4-horse. I took a picture of it. I think it was how big they get? Because it was a lot. It was a long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a 5-horse with the living quarters, pulled by a 18 or a tractor trailer. It's just like y'all be thinking these people ain't got money, but these people got money. It's amazing, and it's just so
I
unfortunate.
probably found it by talking to somebody else who had one. I was like, oh, this is where you need to go because that's how we do.
Mm-hmm.
It is like word of mouth, or if one of us, I don't know, does something with our horse and we post it, somebody's going to ask, where did you get that from? Who is that person that you're using for the service? Just because they saw that we did it.
Yeah, yeah. Someone, when I was posting on Instagram from the trail ride, they were like, "You mean to tell me that there's somewhere where I could ride my horse and eat ribs?" I'm sorry. I don't like going places where I can't ride my horse and eat ribs. Like, what you mean? I'm passing out daggone granola balls and water bottles. That's not the kind of place I like to go. I like to go where they have a fish fry and
Right.
I can go buy some alcohol.
Alcohol is plentiful at the trail ride.
Yeah. But then, I mean, it's like, it's plentiful at horse shows too. They be like, oh, beers for
In
both.
secret.
But I'm just like,
But that's funny.
y'all don't understand. It's so much fun. It's just so much fun.
Get y'all marketing together.
Yeah.
It's out in the bag.
Yes, yes, a whole bag. Um, it's interesting though. It's interesting. Um, NSBA, the National Snaffle Bit Association, is like picking up the slack from where everyone is angry at USEF for their USEFery, and NSBA is picking up the slack and holding these sanctioned shows and trying to convert all of these riders that are not happy with USEF. And it's just
I didn't know that.
yeah. And so it's just amazing to see how easily people will convert when there's like just different rules in place that they don't like amateur rule and yada yada, like all these different rules. I don't even know all the freaking rules, but they're rules that they don't like. And so they're like, okay, well, we're gonna go to NSBA and go to those sanctioned shows and win their points and get their ribbons and things like that. And people expect people of color, non-people of color, expect people of color to not have those same kind of feelings or to just be okay, like, oh, I mean, it's always been that way. Like you leaving Yusef,
Right.
or angry at Yusef over something to do with some doggone mileage, and you expect Black people to just stay in these places when there are rules in place that don't include them or exclude them, or atmospheres that exclude them.
Yeah. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's how they sound. Um. So yeah, if you're listening to this, y'all have a duty too. Tell them that they need to be listening to what we're talking about. And when I say we, I don't just mean young Black equestrians. I mean all of us, all equestrians who have been talking about some form of diversity. Like, hey, have y'all heard this issue? Like, I know so and so or somebody organization has discussed this multiple times or brought it up, and you haven't addressed it, bring it to their attention as well. Use your voice so they hear our voice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because their diversity statement says that the team that serves their board reflects the membership. And if the membership is all white, then their board will be all white. So having participation in these things is it's a catch-22, I feel like, but do what you can. Everybody's got to do their part and at least spreading the message.
Yeah. Because we don't need to be having this conversation again next year or in 5 years.
Yeah. Like, go back to, I know we're on episode 500, but go back to episode number, I don't even know, 85. Because we're not going to be talking about that no more. On top of that, if you have people that you want to hear from on the podcast, I just want y'all to know, sometimes y'all send us people that you want to hear from, and we do reach out to them, but they don't respond or they don't schedule. So don't think we don't reach out. But if you
already talked to them. Huh? Or we already talked to them.
Oh yeah. Or we already talked to them. But if you find that there is someone that you would really like to hear from, definitely shoot us a message. Let us know. If you are someone who wants to come on the podcast, definitely let us know. Obviously, we our job here is to amplify the voices of color, the color Black.
So don't say that's no white people.
Yeah, basically. So we're just trying to do our jobs, our calling, our mission.
Right. Because we already don't have enough spaces like this.
Yeah.
To specifically talk about it and talk about our experiences. And it's not even just our experiences facing racism. It's just our experiences loving on horses.
Yes.
This is a space for that.
Right.
We're in y'all magazines or not, but hey, we're gonna change that too.
Yeah. It's so funny because the response to like not being included in something is, well, I'm gonna make my own. But then it's like, girl, we done made a lot of stuff.
Yes.
We've tried. Yes. We don't feel like making no more.
Oh, no. Put us in there.
Put us in there. We actually don't feel like.
You should know. We shouldn't. We should do this, and this is it. It. We ain't making it.
Yes. So YBE fam, if somebody wants to make a magazine, we'll definitely support it. I'll even write for it. But
we is not making it.
I don't want to make it, and I don't want to make it.
No, did that right now.
Yeah, but honestly, that is still like, oh my God, I wasn't included. What might go on? Like, that's literally the next. But then it's like, whoo, it's actually a lot of work.
That's under the same thing as you don't like living here, then move. Go back. Go back to Africa.
Right.
No, could you imagine like if somebody just was like, oh, y'all want to go? And they just dropped us off in Africa. What the hell would we do? I ain't never been to Africa. I don't know nobody in Africa. I don't know where places are in Africa. I don't know how Africa operates. I was born here.
Yeah. I would not accept the goat. My uncle said, I guess that's for a man. If you accept a goat from someone, you're likely gonna get married.
Interesting. See, we married the first day.
Right. Like, girl, what you talking about? I love goats. I got me like 3 goats.
The gym. Make your own.
Yeah.
We have a space, and we are going to love on this space and grow this space.
Yes. And I mean, I on top of like this extension of this, like I feel like if there's anyone, any like creative out there, anyone who's looking to start something up, like shoot us a message. Like let us know. Like there's power in networking and collaboration, because you could connect with someone who can help you. It might not be us specifically. We'll definitely be cheerleaders, like doing the doggone thing. But you know, we have connections, we have ideas that people have run past us that we just haven't been able to commit to. But if you have ideas, I mean, we can pair people together. Like I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for growth and for people to really start doing stuff of their own that they are proud of. So
Totally agree.
we're here to support you guys, just like you guys support us. And don't forget, on Wednesdays we share our wins on Instagram Live. Most of the time you can get in on the live with us and share your win, or you can share it in the comments. But it is just like a little increment of time. It's usually only an hour that we can at least share the positive things that have happened over the last week. And it's just a reminder, like things may suck, but you can always find the silver lining to it.
Yes. And it's casual, so y'all come on over.
Yeah. On Twitter, there was this tweet. So it was a tweet. It was a girl in like a coral dress, and she had a coral mask, and it looked amazing. And her caption said, "Did somebody say black tie wedding?" And somebody quote tweeted, it was like, "Oh my God, if you showed up to my wedding, to my black tie wedding, not wearing black, I would have been pissed." And people were like, "You realize black tie wedding don't mean you got to wear black?"
Loud and wrong, ma'am.
So when you said it's casual, it just made me think of that, because she was like, why was she not wearing black to a black? Right. Oh man, funny to me. Anywho, well, all right, y'all. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And
on Fridays.
Yeah. I'm excited for our next interview. I think it'll be really cool because he does lots of things and we could talk to him from different angles. So I'm excited about that. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Young Black Equestrians. Head over to our Facebook or Instagram pages and let us know what you thought about that episode. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and have the opportunity to be featured in our next episode. See you next week.